Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2 from the ESL Pro Tour Open Cup North America 20 Finals with two of the best European players. You might be like, Winter, but neither Clem nor Namshar hail from the beautiful country of North America. Well, region lock is no longer a factor. The best of the best can compete no matter what their ping across the world. And in the bottom right, the Terran player, the Clem de la... God, you get it. That was a good pun until I screwed it up. I'm sorry. It's Liquid Clem, okay? There you go. Everybody calm down. And in the top left, always scratching at the edges, overshadowed by Cyril and Raynor. But one of the best Zergs in Europe for Infinity Gaming. It's Namshar. Definitely, and one of those solid Zerg players, but never gets any credit because it's Cyril and Raynor essentially winning. Well, it's not too much hyperbole to say everything. Like, if you really boil it down, wouldn't be too far off. Well, this match comes highly recommended by the people and also other casters as well, who you definitely haven't watched yet and waited for my coverage. Obviously, very thankful for that. Thank you guys. But Clem is the rising star. Of course. How long does a rising star rise before he just becomes a all-out star? Well, I think the first test will be the major tournament coming up soon. I actually haven't really broken down the new format for this year, 2020, where since there will be no offline events, there will be major online events interspersed throughout the year. I'm honestly not sure when the next one is. Maybe I'll remember to link that in the description. Yeah. We will see. I'm talking about outside of the Open Cups, where the prize pool is now $200 as opposed to $100 for each of the three regions, with more ESL points on the line, with a greater focus on these online tournaments. But Winter, talk about the game. Did the Reaper kill anything? One Zergling. Good pickup for Clem. And I think he got the first creep tumor, which actually is a big play. Oh, he's going for the second. The oncologist. No, not gonna get it. Doesn't want to risk it. Almost, though. We have a third command center. Terrans have been getting real greedy lately. I smell a resurgence of two-base Roach if this keeps up. I've been seeing a whole lot across the board, from NA to Korea, of these 3 CC before even getting a starport builds. And they're very greedy. Like, they're risky. If Zerg players, for a while there, Zerg players were going for the Roachling all-in because everyone and their mother was going for battle cruisers. I mean, who doesn't love a battle cruiser for Mother's Day? But recently, the battle cruisers have kind of fallen out of style, it looks like, and 3 CCs are back in. And there hasn't really been a change. Like there haven't been any balance changes. The balance patch that everyone has strong opinions about hasn't gone through. It's just kind of like Terran players have stopped going battle cruiser and Zergs have stopped punishing that battle cruiser. I think we'll see a few more Roachling all-ins in the coming weeks if that keeps up. A Banshee, though, with Cloak. No Overlord speed means that it looks like the Overlord will see the Cloak up. Brenda! What are you doing? Getting caught between a rock and a hard place, but 4 Hellions and a Reaper aren't going to deal with 3 Queens directly. The Overlord floats in, sees there's no second gas, sees another barracks, sees stim upgrading. So essentially, Clem doesn't care that Namshar's launching. In fact, he might be into that. But Namshar can't really punish this. He's already set himself up for the more macro-oriented play. By that I mean he's got 50 drones, he's got 3 bases, he's got double Evo chamber and a lair. So it's not like he's skimping on the economy himself. Banshee Cloak is nearly complete. It looks like Clem's going to go for 2 Banshees, holding on to them. Now, Namshar scouted the tech lab upgrading, but that doesn't... Well, it probably means Cloak Banshees in this scenario. I doubt Namshar thinks it's Battlecruiser because the third CC was done so quick. If the third CC wasn't scouted, Battlecruisers would still be on the table. Cloak Banshees clearing up creep tumors. Doing an okay job. Clem not taking any risks. I'm not surprised. Most players, I think, including the ones in the game, would agree that Clem is the favorite in most matchups nowadays. But whoa, 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 whoa! Not a good time to say that. He lost a Banshee and his Hellions. Did he even kill a queen? One queen died, but every single... I mean... Well, that was terrible. That... Never mind. Yeah, that was not how that's supposed to go. You're not supposed to... The Banshee just kind of incidentally died. And then the Hellions got caught in one of the worst possible positions they could actually get into against just Speedlings. So Clem loses all his early game pressure units. It's not the end of the world by any means. It's not like a bunch of Zerglings are going to come across and win the game, but now Namshar can breathe significantly easier. For a couple minutes, he's got a fourth on the way, and he says, why not more? But wait, there's more. A macro hatch in the main as well. Infestation Pit is already done. Hive, pre-7-minute start. Before his 1-1 is even done, usually that would be like, where are your upgrades? But this time, it's, I know I can defend. I'm going to have the upgrades. In fact, they're better. He doesn't know this for sure, but they're better than Clem's. So Namshar rushing what has to be Ultras. And maybe Adrenal Glands for Zerglings, which has seen a whole lot more action lately. Clem with a tank push on the high ground, but this... Oh, nice cutoff. Well, or is it? Namshar a little distracted. The counterattack drew Clem back, but didn't really find any damage. I think he got caught up on the depot wall. Very well set up by Clem there. I mean, it's not that like Winter, it's just 4 depots. Well, let's see you do it, Diamond Terran player. Come on, let's be honest here. If Diamond Terran players walled like that regularly, they wouldn't be Diamond Terrans anymore. Impressive. I know from experience, personal experience. 2-2 on the way, both sides. Nice surround coming in. Zerglings eating the brunt of the siege tank hits. No targeting on the Banes. The Marines on the run. Tanks have fallen. Marines not even able to get more than a couple volleys off. Trying to target down. 1 set gets picked up. Reinforcements, but suddenly, now Namshar's at the third. Banelings going in towards the mineral line. Marines micro back. Banelings all over the SCVs, and 16 SCVs go down. Clem, his mild pressure turns into a what the fuck is that? Close enough. 21 SCVs go down as he desperately wants the economy. I think there was a small chance he was trying to block those in, but... an interesting mule drop. Yeah, Clem with the BM mule drop. No, absolutely not. That was just a mistake. Yeah, he comes across the map, but it seesaws back towards Namshar. He simply doesn't have the units. The Ultralisk Cavern is halfway done. What was going on here? Banshee found 3 kills. Has 13 total. I don't know how many of those are creep tumors and layings. The Ultralisk Cavern is spotted, and that's going to create a bit of an issue for Clem. He doesn't really have the map control to start dropping and hitting multiple locations, which is sometimes what you want to do to try to spread the Ultras out and keep them off your back. He has to just sit back and build up. Will it be Ghosts? Will it be Liberators? Maybe both? Anything but those is kind of a delaying tactic until the Ultras grow in number. Now, Ultras are not a reliable unit, but when you have this kind of economy and production, Namshar has 80 drones. He's comfortably gotten to Hive. He's got 5 bases and a macro hatch. He has plenty of Zergling production, and Clem isn't pressuring him because he's been taken off the map so many times. A couple Ultras on the way. Chitinous plating is queued up. Speed behind it. The Usain Ultralisks are on the way. They can actually chase down stimmed units even off a creep. So far, now Clem finally starting to leverage his supply. It took a while to get back to this. Whole lot of Lings and Banes. 3 Ultras on the way. There's time. Clem knows he's on a timer here. His marine-heavy army gets less and less effective against Namshar. Holding the mid-ground. But this is, even though Namshar's down in supply, it's about the units he's building, the composition he can put together, and the economy behind it. Clem's going to have a window here before Ultra Speed is out, before Namshar maxes out, where maybe he can put on some pressure. But if he can't kill a base or do some economic damage, then the Ultras are going to be overwhelming. He's sitting on the creep, trying to clear it up. Very helpful to the Ultras and Banelings, especially before speed is done on those Ultras. +3/+3 for Namshar is on the way. Where are you going, Medivacs? Taking the scenic route. Well, the Thrill Seekers. Unfortunately, nothing to heal there besides Zerg units. Clem he's trying to bait Namshar into a mediocre fight. But once Ultra Speed is done, there won't be much of a mediocre fight. The Banshee's still intact. Will help with the Banelings. Here comes Namshar. Wrapping around the right. Does some damage. The Ultras are coming in. Up the center as well. Banelings behind it. The target fire on the Banes is okay. The Marines forced to split. There's not much to stop the Ultras from rampaging through. More tanks sieging up. Great split from Clem, whatever. And he holds. Ultras off the creep even with the speed. Gonna struggle unless they have the overwhelming numbers of Zerglings to close the distance. And now Clem seesaws back. The upgrades are even. Another round of Lings and Banes. Clem caught on the creep. Ultras. Banelings crashing in. The Liberator isn't targeted on Ultras. It's not enough. The tank is taken out. Clem once again driven back. There's a couple tanks. They need to target the Ultras. Not doing quite the damage. The Liberator on the high ground. One Ultra split off. One Ultra trying to get into the mineral line. Targeted down. Doing okay thus far. There's some damage being done by a drop of Clem. A Liberator just kind of chilling, taking its pick of Zerglings. Namshar, despite his tech and economy, has not been able to keep the supply up. It's starting to be a real issue, where it looked like for a while he'd be able to use this tech and his economy just kind of run Clem over, but Clem has consistently had 20 more supply. We've got another Liberator sieging up. Namshar unable to go unharassed. +3 done for both sides. Armor and melee attack finishing up. More drops coming in. Center of the map. Miranda is getting caught in the random Liberator zone. And the Marauders break their knees. Is there anything slower than a Queen off creep with concussive shells? It's unclear. 3 more Ultras on the way. Some Corruptors have been built. Aspire is done. 3/3 for both sides. Drilling Claws for Clem. The fact that he's been able to get all these bases up and Namshar hasn't been able to get really the damage done. 1 Liberator taken out. Namshar not... Oh, everybody, let me... Where do you want to go? They thought there was a cool party happening under this tree over here, but really, they're not invited. Meanwhile, Cloak Banshee comes up. Remember this guy? 19 kills. Survived a lot longer than the life expectancy of your average Banshee. But eventually goes down. Namshar still not maxed out. Really struggling. Clem starting to... Oh, well, there you go. 32 more Zerglings will do it. 1 Marauder takes the long road. Meanwhile, Namshar's hitting the 3rd and the 5th. A lot of the Ultras taking the hits. Banelings targeted into the mineral line. 20 SCVs going down. The 3rd base being ransacked right now. And the Zerglings get into the natural. More SCVs. A body blow to Clem here. Namshar lost a lot of Ultras in that attack. It's not like this was for free. But the 2-pronged attack did the damage, and it kept Clem off his back. Another round of Zerglings is rallying out, but he thinks better of it. Gonna add some Banelings in. Down to 53 SCVs left over. Still an okay number considering mules. We're looking for it. Namshar still struggling on supply. He hasn't gone for a greater spire. Clem just keeps putting the Marines, Marauders, well, you know, mostly units that start with them with a few Liberators and tanks mixed in. This push, once again, up the center. Once again, Namshar moves to intercept. Great counterattack here. 4 Widow Mines. Clem not paying attention. Oh, and the Banelings crash into the mines. Not a bad choice. Clem still pushing forward while this is going on. Are the Zerglings going to be enough? They look for the wraparound. He's pushing back. Clem is microing at the front and at the back. Drilling Claws mines. Everything dies. The third base, just 2 Zerglings ripping through the SCVs. Clem pushing towards the 4th. The Ultras working their way through. A move command. Maybe a little bit too move command. The Ultras work their way up towards the tanks, but the Zerglings and Banelings are thinning out. Reinforcements are on the way. Is there enough bio to hold the line? The Corruptors helping against the Medevacs and Liberators alike. Most of the Zerglings got cleared out, but the bio army staying intact. Ultras are holding on. He's got 5 Ultras. Adding in some more Zerglings. Scans across the board, looking for bases and a flank. Oh, chasing down an Ultralisk is a very bold bio army. Clem, the worker count is even, despite all that damage. Killing workers, you need to kill bases. You need to kill command centers. You need to drive him off those new locations that have the mineral patches. Otherwise, Clem's going to come back with just the same amount of units or more. Oh my. That random Widow Mine is not a fun proposition. Namshar is trying to put it all together. He can't find critical damage, despite having this economy in production. He needs to hit a key base. One of the ones on the south side, more than likely. Ultras are working their way through. A couple will distract for most of the army. The Corruptors are trying to come in, looking for an opportunity, maybe for Caustic Spray. It ain't gonna happen. Clem still has units at the wall. A Liberator finds an opportunity. Namshar has no anti-air with his army. They just have to watch. The Corruptors are making their way over. It looks like the Widow Mine hit. Liberators, incredibly supply-efficient damage is the key point there. Is there an Overseer with this army? Oh, no. Critical mistake. Hard to keep track of whether or not you have them unless you actually see the mines in the right spot. One Widow Mine hits more Terran than Zerg, but, oh, this Widow Mine has 20 kills. I'm not sure how many hits it's gotten off, but it's several. Meanwhile, top right. More Marine Marauder Medevac. Easily taking down a base. You don't have really hatchery armor upgrades. Widow Mine finds some Zerglings. Another Widow Mine. Huge chunk of links. But, tanks, the front is breached. Command center lifted. Planetary vulnerable. And the SCVs, the spoils. But at the same time, Clem hitting the north. The Medevacs are out of energy. They're overworked and underpaid. One Marauder tantalizingly close to the hatchery. The rest have to watch on in envy. But finally, they're off the leash. And we'll finish off the hatch. 16 SCVs went down. Medevacs are out of energy across the board. They're working incredible. He has 7 Medevacs, and only a couple have energy right now. Which is a real issue. Oh no, the depots are down! Making this attack hit a little bit quicker. Widow Mines connect. Overseers are here. Widow Mines cleaned up. The nice, fresh Medevacs. Oh, down goes one Overseer. The second one eats the hit as well. I'm not sure what the Corruptors are doing. Clem is coming in from the north. Namshar hitting the south again. The tanks trying to be targeted. Gets one. The other 2 hold. More reinforcements. Clem's holding. But the SCV count is starting to dip, and the bio is not there. Very optimistic mule drop. This isn't planet side. It doesn't hit things on the way down. Clem's still moving out to hold. His Medevac's fully out of energy. Most of his units in autumn colors. The stim addiction is too strong. 9 Medevacs now. He's desperately trying to keep the count up. Depots are starting to burn. The wall is down. Still command centers. Namshar starting to dry up on the bases he took so early. He hasn't really mined the gas. Hasn't even thought about things like infestors. Namshar has been down in supply most of this game, but he's still fighting it out. Like it feels like Namshar is winning, despite the fact he has less. Oh my god! That's quite a Widowmine hit, taking a lot of the teeth out of this attack, literally and figuratively. The Ultra says, "Wait, boys, I'll save you." Doesn't work out. Because he doesn't have teeth, it was dentures. So he's like, oh man, you get it. Anyways, Clem with a handful of units in the center of the map standing guard. Oh no. The Widowmines continually taking big chunks out of the Zerglings. But the problem is this army has half the HP it started with. The medevacs just can't put enough back into the bio units to make the difference. And another big attack. The Ultras are working their way through. These bio units are dead and gone. The Corruptors will take out the command center. There's a small drop on the left side. Another Widowmine. If he just brought a few more Overseers with this, the game might already be over. But the Widowmine's out in the map, making it difficult. Another drop. Namshar's hurting for mining bases. Even he has 26 drones on the northern base. Another drone was desperately trying to get there. Every time, like, Clem can lift his main, he can lift his natural. The Terran economy mobility is, well, it's very flexible. And that's helping out a lot. As Clem finds those mineral patches and desperately mines them with as many mules as possible. Though this orbital command may be overshot a little. It looks like it will not burn, but 28 drones! I'm sorry. I need to see it again. I can't be... Are you kidding me? Meanwhile, okay, so 8 of the drones are over here, but instant replay. Oh my god, a drilling cause drop. All the drones are here. 1, 2, 3. Most of the rest of the economy at that base. And suddenly, Namshar, who's been holding on to his economic lead, at least a marginal economic lead, now finds himself struggling to put minerals on the table. More Widowmines, doing so much. To both sides sometimes. Ultras chopping through a full-on attack. Clem has almost everything here. Can Clem hold with just bio and mines? He's done it before. More Widowmines dropping down, but this command center is gone. That mining location, very important right now. More Widowmines connecting. The first wave was cleaned up. If he can kill the orbital, it's on the table here. The Ultras are chopping through. Clem finally took a decisive engagement, and it didn't go in his favor. That's the problem. The real struggle here for Namshar has been, okay, damned if you do, damned if you don't. No amount of push-ups is going to solve that problem. The problem for Namshar is he hasn't forced Clem into a fight that he can really wield all those Ultras. In smaller fights, Clem can keep control. Widowmines, bio, but in the larger fights, the Ultras and Banelings are just too much. Clem struggling, but he's still here. He's still intact. The army supplies are even, and he has medevacs. If Namshar steps too far, the Widowmines connect, and he's able to start a step off a creep. Well, everything changes again. The only mining base here for Clem has is drawing up on mineral patch. In fact, the amount of mineral patches he's mining from is down to 5. He's actually looking for places that have patches left. And we're not talking about the Carbots finale. Rest in peace. Or was it Crackhead who died? I forget. Spoilers. Namshar still has his Ultras intact. Where are the queens to heal them? In fact, Namshar thinking the same thing, like, oh, I need my hero lists. My boys. The queen's coming out to sew them together. Meanwhile, the counterattack, there's not much left here. He can cut off the reinforcements, though. Clem gonna look for a near desperate base trade. Widowmines are still something he has to lean on here. Whoa, this bio army, not really. There's reinforcements, though. A lot gets thinned out. The Ultras, oh, it's kind of base trading a Terran here. There is one Widowmine on the high ground. He's got to drag it out into the Overseer. The wall is breached. Clem's production under attack. Another Widowmine taken out. The Overseer intact. Clem has to scramble back. He has to save his home before there's no home to get back to. Two Marauders desperately microing against an Ultralisk. Another loses his brother, eats several banelings before going down. Here comes Clem, more ultras on the way. Brenda with full energy. Where are these ultras going? Eating the hits. The queen is actually pretty important with 200 energy. She's a little late to the party. You get back here. Don't touch my ultras. Trying to hold it together. The move commands are a little rough for Namshar. A single ultra in the main finally goes down. Scans looking for bases. Namshar finds another mining base of Clem. He's going for it, not finding it. He has to drop it back down. Every mineral counts. Every split second of mining. Every SCV return. Clem is down to 23. He has 20 more army supply, but he can't really commit it. Another hit of Widow Mines. The Overseer was still alive in the main. How many orbitals are left? Clem has 4 orbitals left. He's got some mining. He has no gas mining, but he doesn't really need it. Namshar is running out of minerals as well. Like, on his one mining base, this Widow Mine only finds 2 kills. He has a base and a half to Clem's about the same, maybe a little less. Having more drones doesn't matter if you can only use about 30 of them meaningfully. Namshar's down to even supply. Another Widow Mine drop is coming into a very important base. They got drilling claws. Oh no. 9 more drones go down. The queen's on the run. The drones. Like, that was the amount of drones. Now Namshar is at the edge of a meaningful amount of drones. If he loses any more, he can't actually mine from these bases as much as they could. Another base. Clem is holding. The ultras have been swung around the map so many times. How many have died? 17 ultras and 928 zerglings. And that will not be the end of it. As well as 200 marines, 20 tanks, 40 mines, 20 medevacs. Namshar has lost 7,000 more resources, almost entirely in minerals, which is why he's so desperate for them. But Clem has been able to move some of his production. Another Widow Mine hit. Everyone slows down. They've beaten each other to a pulp with just a fraction of the potential economy that they once had. For 20 minutes, they went at one another. But now, there's only enough for one last round. Only 1 or 2 bases left on either side that can meaningfully be mined from. So things slow down in the times of scarcity. Oh no, another big Widow Mine hit. 941 Zerglings. Clem scanning desperately to clear creep and scout for mining bases. Namshar, looks like both players will max out one more time. Clem is already pre-split with his medevacs back. Greater Spire built 30 minutes in. Four gas geysers being built as well. He still hasn't mined any of this. I think there was a gas in the main. No, it's mined out now. Everything is mined out there. Zergling attack. Oh, banelings! 15 SCVs. It looked like it might be a waste of Zerglings right until the Bane's connected, but at the same time, Clem, it looks like things are heating back up again. Both sides looking for that last bit of economy. Mutually assured destruction. The Queen's getting involved. Transfuse Brenda! Come back! No, she goes down! But revenge! Maybe. For the Zerglings. Clem, though, has a big bio ball. Brings everyone The Ultras looking for their way through. The Zerglings working to get the Widowmine shots on top of the bio. More hits in the center mass, and we've done it! We've passed 1,000 Zerglings! But Clem lost a lot in there as well. He's still got most of the Ultras intact. His army is bruised. The medevacs have to work to heal it up. There's only 5 Marines left on the field. The Widowmines, he's trying to drag them out. The Ultras trying to stay together. Without Zerglings, the Ultras can be kited all day by the Marauder. 2 Broodlords are on the way, but how much anti-air? There's only 10 Marines! Everything that costs 50 minerals or less is seeming to die, and these Ultra pops out into a world of death. The Punisher grenades. 3! Now, the thing about the Broodlords is not so much their damage, but they draw out the Widowmine hits, and they force more things like Marines. The Widowmines, the scourge of Namshar this game. The Widowmines are trying to get close, but the Broodlings can draw out those hits. The Ultras have to protect them. The Widowmines are trying to get underneath the Broodlords. Will it be enough? No, the Overseer's there. 1 Widowmine hit. The Broodlords, they're helping. Clem decides he has to pull the trigger on this. The Ultralists hold the line. The Marauders are pushed back. The Ultralists being kited down. Clem dips heavily in supply, though. The low economy kings. Well, lords, I guess. The Broodlords. In this scenario, those units doesn't cost anything to send those Broodlings out. Finally, something that negates the Widowmines. The cost efficiency of the Widowmines dipping precipitously. 1,114 Zerglings have gone down, but it's the Broodlings' turn. Clem is not out of it. He's still mining. Pretty heavily, in fact. This map may be mined out by the end of this. Still. Marauders and Marines, like, that's production now, even if the map is mined out. Okay, 3 Zerglings. 3 Zerglings to counterattack. That's better than nothing. How many mineral pet? I can't, like, for such an action-heavy game, it looks like we're not getting into the stalemate, multiple nukes. Only now are we getting to that late game. And there's no way we're going to find ourselves in that ultra puns intended late game of things like Mass, Broodlord, Infestor. Yeah, he's trying for the Infestors, but he's going to have just a handful. The upgrades aren't really there in the air, just +2 attack. It's getting +1 Carapace. I think Clem has to file an earnings report to see if he can go. This is an interesting place to build a starport, but okay. He has to see if it's in the budget to build another starport, if we literally have the minerals left on this map to make it worth it. Another set of Widowmines, find another set of drones. But now, how many queens? 7 queens. Broodlord Corruptor, there are only 5 broods. Widowmine's finding more hits, but the Broodlings are expendable. That's kind of their entire purpose. The Nibbly Boys. Yeah, this starport was a questionable investment in this location. He's going to lift it, but the Corruptors can kind of kill it, maybe. They've got bigger fish to fry. Namshar has maxed out, and finally he has the army you expect of a late-game Zerg. It's only taken 33 minutes. Nice fungal. The Widowmine negated. The Bio Army struggling. He's going to try to target down how many Infestors? A couple more Infestors underneath. Finds 1 brood. He's looking to draw out the fungals. There's no EMP for this. He's just got to try to bait it out and minimize it. How many medevacs are left? Just 4. For over 70 supply of bio. Which, you got to be real careful with those things. Clem's still struggling, but his army supply is pretty close here. The Widowmine's getting very close. Might be able to hit the Ultras. Not going to find it. The Broodling's doing a great job. The split. The rocks are helping, but the fungals are on target. Banelings from the left and Ultras from the right. Clem obliterated. 2 Gs. Namshar. Finally. It takes him 30-something minutes to put it all together. It takes him 1,166 Zerglings. But Clem never able to lay down the finishing blow. Eventually, the swarm came for him. And he couldn't overcome it. What do you think? Thank you, ESL, for sending out those games and letting me cast. Thank you for watching. Congratulations to Namshar. Does he win the series? Only one way to find out. And I'll let you figure that one out. I should have done the whole series in order. But, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, make balance-related comments, whatever makes you happy. Ring the bell. Good luck, and have fun.